Chairman of the Augusta, Georgia Land Bank Authority. I also have the pleasure of serving as your tax commissioner of Richmond County. And I want to welcome each of you to the July Land Bank Authority monthly meeting. I'm going to do what we typically do with our normal standard, and that is, I'm going to start with that young man who's on the camera. I ask everybody if they will introduce themselves, tell us who you are, and what organization that you're with. Yes, sir.
Brad Owens with the Augusta Press and Augusta Bank.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Jordan with the definitely have a really good self.
Okay.
Travis Medical with this division.
John Wellman, 20901 Development Corporation.
John Manton,
Attorney for the Land Bank.
Ryan Downs, Land Bank Board.
Scott Roundtree, Land Bank Board. Ivan West, Land Bank Board.
Charles Williams, Tax Commissioner's Office. Sean Edwards, Land Bank.
Kimara Jones, Land Bank.
Jeremy Harden, along with Huntington Estates / Huntington Construction.
My name is Kelly Glasgow, and I'm actually here with Ray Thompson.
My name is Lucretia Sonic. I'm a realtor with Realty Marco.
Eric Gaines, Gaines Capital Investment.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started with the meeting. Board members, you should have received a copy of the minute meetings from the May 7th meeting, as well as the two different call meetings, special call meetings we had on the 15th and 16th. I'm going to start with the meeting minutes from our May 7th meeting. You can take a moment to take a look at it. If you've already taken a look at it, I certainly will second a motion from the board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made by Mr. Ryan Downs, probably seconded by Mr. Scott Roundtree, to approve the meeting minutes from May 7th. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. The ayes have it. Special call meeting minutes from May 15th. Motion?
Motion approved.
Second? I'll second those. Motion has been made by Mr. Scott Roundtree and seconded by Mr. Chris Johnson. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. Right, the ayes have it. The meeting minutes from the special call meeting on May 16th. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
I second that motion. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. The ayes have it. Okay, we will get into the item D, which is approved request from John and Claudia Dixon for the land bank to foreclose on the parcel located at 1127 Dugas Street. Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, sir. Received correspondence regarding the condition of the property. Of course, it's not in our inventory, but was proven to be tax delinquent by the neighbor. Mr. and Ms. Deasy live adjacent to this lot now. It's severely overgrown. And being an adjacent property owner, of course, they want to see the opportunity to get in order to acquire it. It is multiple years delinquent. We did verify through the tax commissioner's office that we can't proceed with the foreclosure. You notice in your package, you also sheet forward the total amount of the delinquent taxes being above $10,000. Client has offered $5,000 for the now standing lot, as well as paying a $3,500 fee for foreclosure. And so staff is recommended to the board, and we proceed with that foreclosure for a total of $8,500.
Questions, comments, board?
The adjacent lot, is it going to be tied in or is there structure there?
So we're not selling it at our 50% reduction, so she will have the option of keeping it as a separate parcel because she's not accepting a discount. In fact, the land value is only $2,200. She's on her $5,000.
Any more questions? Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made by Mr. Scott Roundtree and seconded by Mr. Ryan Downs to accept the proposal to foreclose on the property at 1127 37 Levi Street on behalf of John and Claudia Dixon for the amount of $8,000. What was that amount again? Kamala?
I'm sorry.
8,250? 8,500?
8,500, yes. that'll be correct.
8,500. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. Okay, moving on to item 2E. Approved request from Huntington Estates to purchase land bank parcels located at 1010 8th Street, 1345 11th Street, 1131 Miller Street, 1420 Piquette Avenue, 721 Taylor Street, 906 12th Street, 1308 12th Street, 1134 Cecilia Street, 1326 11th Street, 1815 Hopkins Street, and 1026 12th Street. Mr. Edwards.
Yes, sir. So this is, we're familiar with the owner of the company, Mr. Chris Oyanuga, Huntington Estates. Members of his team introduced themselves earlier at the start of the meeting. They have purchased properties from the land bank in the past, successfully done construction in what we would call the northern part of the Lane Walker neighborhood, operating primarily between Walton Way and Lane Walker. Really, I would say stop point probably maybe being Hopkins or the Antoinette Street. So closer to the Walton Way end. Have been supporter of the conference, pushing land banks, reputation on their social media, great partner for us. Ever since their fix and flip days to Chris getting his GC license. They've got multiple acquisitions on here, and as I would ask the board to give me a moment, because our correspondence via email essentially broke these properties out into categories, which will help you understand the total offer amount. And so for those properties in that graph on your right-hand side, 1308 all the way down to 1026. So 1308, 12, 1134, 1326, that entire side. Those properties carry with them fees, be it through lot cutting and clearance or through demolition, that are greater than the valuation of the property. And so for the offer, when it originally came in, we countered the prospective buyer to say we could make part of the request for those properties for the board to extinguish those fees, which is not uncustomary, but we were asking that the total of land bank fees be covered, as well as an additional $100 per lot. For those properties that are 1010 8th Street, 1131 Miller Street, and 721 Taylor Street, those parcels have a total of city liens or lot cutting fees or demo as well, but they are less than the parcel value. Total amount of fees being less than the valuation of the land. So where I said we would give some special consideration in the recommendation to the board is that if those liens were to be forgiven, that the offer would be the total amount of the parcel value plus all fees for the land bank. Your last properties at 1345 11th Street, 1420 Pickett, and 906 12th. I'm going through my notes with my photos, so give me 1 second. Finally, those parcels were the fees assigned to the property by the city. Here, again, give a special consideration to removing those fees, but that the total amount of the land bank fee be paid in full, as well as the full value of the property as well. So you're seeing in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That includes 721 Taylor.
Yes, yes, sir. So no, that last category was 1345 11, 1420 Pickett, and 906 12. 721 Taylor, 1131 Miller, and 1010 8th Street were that second category that I discussed. And then, of course, everything on the right was that first category. With those recommendations, you come to a total offer price for all properties of $45,900, which includes all of the attorney's fees, negotiated values for property based upon a request to do your demo lien lot cutting fee extinguishment as part of the board motion. You have all of your projected construction drawings in with each packet. You have your pricing sheet for each property. So staff is essentially recommending to the board to approve the list of properties noted for $5,900 to accrue all fees, and that does cover everything for you.
So two questions. First of all, and that's just for those six, right?
You know, so that 45,900 is for the total.
Okay, that's for the total, is it 11 properties?
Yes, sir.
11 properties. And, the second question is, all of these are in the land bank's inventory, is that correct?
That is correct.
For those of you who have not seen, wish we had a picture of some of the work that they're doing over on Miller Street at this time. Because there's some pretty significant work that they're doing with some of the properties that they have already obtained. But anyway, and as Sean has said, Chris has done a lot of work with properties that have been obtained.
And we're
Board
trying to
members, questions, comments?
So how many residences are they gonna build on this?
each parcel would look to have one home.
So it's pretty.
Yeah, there's no recombining. There are none that are adjacent to each other. The owner of the company did send an email that he wanted to be a part of his packet.
So,
Did see that where he said he does have the ability to do it. So we've talked to one of their investor backers as well. They have the capital to get this done. They move at a pace to get this done. They're building at about 100 days now from notice to receive the CO. It's very likely, especially with his pre-sales, it's very likely that these properties, many of which will be pre-sold before finishing construction. And to Chris and his company's credit, they've actually become the general contractor for some of our other investors. So, good stuff.
okay, it's pretty quick.
Can you show
There's
us?
all about it.
I'm good, I'll motion to approve, but if anybody has any other questions.
Okay, so I have a motion made by Mr. Ryan Jones and seconded by Mr. Karen Gordon to accept the offer from Huntington Estates for the properties located at 1010 8th, 1345 11th, 1131 Miller, 1420 Piquette Avenue, the others are streets, 721 Taylor Street, 906 12th Street, 1308 12th Street, 1134 Cecilia Street, 1326 11th Street, 815 Hopkins Street, and 1026 12th Street for the price of $45,900. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. The ayes have it. And again, for those of you who have not had that opportunity, please, ma'am, please, sir, ride down Miller Street between where Christ Community Health is located there at the ACMAC, on the other side. Ride down Miller Street so you can see those construction pictures. Don't do them any justice. There was some significant work over in that neighborhood.
We have another on the Antoinette as well, 825 the Antoinette. We have 2 on Pine, 2 on Dugas, 2 on Miller. And we are just now starting the 825 the Antoinette. We're gonna put 10 facilities in there, really nice. I suggest, yeah, you guys go right by and check our work out. I'm the assistant project manager, as Chris is the project manager and owner. So just wanted to thank you.
Okay. There we go. Okay, moving on to item 3A. We have an update on foreclosures and donations from our attorney, Mr. Mann.
Nothing to update on as far as donations, no activity in donations. As far as foreclosures, you look at starting at line 16, we successfully bid in 5 properties at the July foreclosure sale. Bid in 4 properties in May, which are now ready to be sold. 1 taxable pay that we filed, which is a good thing. And then we have 3 we're getting filed this week, and then 2 more pending. That's all the foreclosures we have.
questions, comments about, Mr. Manton's presentation? All right, Mr. Edwards, do we have anything else?
No, sir. For some time, board members have held bylaws for your prospective future nonprofit. We've yet to receive any, questions or concerns regarding those, but if at some point in time the board could set a deadline for itself to either say they're comfortable with the next step or hear revisions that need to be made there. I know, of course, you've already instructed your attorney to look at other cities' examples, but hoping that you're also reviewing your prospective bylaws while he's looking for those other examples.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna come back and comment on that. Our next meeting date is scheduled for like 4. We need to change that. We're talking to be on business travel.
The August 6th, will be out.
Okay. We need to either schedule the following, whatever, just send it out to the board members or, what is that proper date that works for everybody? Now, back to that, I think that, John, how much more time do you need to, for your benchmark?
I think we can have it by September. You ready?
So we'll schedule it for September, to have it on the agenda for September.
And if we need to help send,
Okay. You ready?
okay. Yes.
Okay, if we don't have anything else, meeting adjourned. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Director.